Dang, why we all close up on the screen? It wasn't like that at first a second ago. Was it?
Nah, but let's get busy.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Ask to My Aunts.
Well, we challenge you to stop playing, start pushing.
This right here is my lovely wife.
I know my lips all greasy.
I'm trying to finish my part.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
This right here is my lovely wife, Aiyana.
And this right here is my boo-boo.
Yeah, boo-boo.
My husband, Ayize.
So go ahead, babe.
All right, we got a question. Why is this like this? I don't like how you have this. I mean, why is it so like our heads are like getting ready? My chin is cut off. So anyway, sorry. Just leave it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. We're going to keep it real. Keep it going. We don't got time for none of this. I'm going to start reading the question that has come in that we're doing. This says, hello. I was with my boyfriend for 4 years. We had gone through a lot in our span of time. We were at a point where we were arguing about everything, stupid things at that. I asked for a break from him so I could have time to think about what I wanted and how I could figure out how to solve our problems. He packed up some clothes for 2 weeks during the end of the first week because they were living together. During the end of the first week, I asked him to come back home. He told me that he was comfortable where he was and that he wasn't ready to come home. The next week, he broke up with me. Being my first love, I was devastated. I cried and begged for him to come back and let me fix the problems we were having. We met up the next day. I apologized, told him I was sorry and that I had been a very bad girlfriend lately. Now, she didn't start out saying that it was all her. She started out saying they were just arguing, but now she's saying she's just been a bad girlfriend. I don't know what that means. I asked him for another chance and he told me that he needed time to think about it. I asked him about how long it would take him. He said about a month. So during this time of him thinking about it, I tried to give him his space, but I felt like I was in prison. We spoke briefly on 2 different occasions. He told me he would take me out to dinner for my birthday on the night of my birthday since he had to work. I asked him to spend some time with me instead of us going out to dinner. They basically, someone kind of paraphrase some of this. They sat together on the couch and held hands and sat in silence the majority of the time next to each other, looking at each other. She asked him if he missed her. He said yes. She asked him before he left if he had made up his mind. He said he hadn't had time to think about it. Okay. So some days passed and he decided to stop answering the phone. She says, I guess he knew what I was going to ask him. What I'm confused about is we haven't technically spoken in about 3 weeks. But he still hasn't come and collected the rest of his belongings. I have titles to his cars. I still have his social security card, keys to his truck, the rest of his clothes. And by the way, he still has a key to my house. I do love him and want him back. I'm confused as to what kind of mind games he's playing. What's the objective? I did call and text him and asked him to come and retrieve his things and told him that I was done waiting. No response or answer. Well, dang. Okay. What kind of mind games is he playing, boo? He playing games. Is that what he doing?
Yeah, I mean, he is playing games, obviously, but...
Why are you laughing? It's not funny, because we know this. You love this. You love this man.
Yeah. I mean, it's a couple of things in this letter that...
young. I hope you're young. If you're not young, you need to reevaluate. Because this sounds like some young people. Not that I'm not young, but it sounds some youngins. And if you like, mid-30s and up, you're a little older, then, this situation is beneath you. Because this sounds like some...
Nah, it's not beneath you.
There's some college stuff.
It's not beneath a lot of people.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like childish stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that stood out to me in this email. There's an element of thirstiness present in this email when you say...
Hold on. Element of what?
Thirstiness.
Thirstiness.
Yeah, present in this email when you say that you was a bad girlfriend. I'm just imagining in my mind like you pretty much falling down on hands and knees and just throwing yourself at him saying, I was a bad girlfriend, accept me back. Have some dignity, have some sense of self-worth. Yeah. And demand what's yours, demand what you need to get. I did a video just a couple of days ago, actually, talking about the fact that you need to put some clear expectations in place. But in terms of this dude, It's real clear to me. Like, I mean, first of all, ladies, whenever a guy says I need some time to think about it, more often than not, what he's saying is that I need some time to not think about it. Because in the present moment, you know, you're putting something in front of him, and he really ain't trying to deal with it. So to get you up off of him, you know, it's basically saying that.
I'm looking at you real hard at like, yeah. Oh, really?
It's basically saying, just back up off me. I need some time to, like, not think about it.
It's like stalling. It's like you're not really giving no energy to it at all.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as much as I can possibly avoid engage in this particular activity or this conversation, then, you know, I'm going to push it off as far as possible. So
that's good information.
He ain't trying to deal with this. Now, when it comes to you, baby, you know, I'm actually thinking about it.
I know sometimes you be like, I mean, I haven't had a chance to think about it. You said that a lot of times. I'm like, what the hell? What is this? This is so deep. It's going to take so long to think about. Now,
but nah, he's talking about like, what she say, like a month? It's been 3 weeks. You know, y'all sat, y'all held hands, or, you know, maybe petted each other or whatever y'all did.
Petted each other?
Yeah, patted or, you know, whatever y'all did. But he still ain't called you. You know, you've been trying to reach out to him to tell him to get his stuff. He's keeping you in limbo. That's really what it boils down to. He's basically wants to keep you on the string just in case he decides that you're appropriate for him, just in case he decides that he wants to be with you. He got you right there. And so he's keeping you in limbo. But what I'm encouraging you to do is...
But let's remember, they've been together for 4 years. Yeah, and I don't know what the consistency has been. And
I don't know what his issues are. She said, you know, I don't know what his concerns about you are.
She said they've been through a lot.
And y'all have been arguing, so he might even be at a space where he's ready to wash his hands. And so any inconsistency that you may bring to the table is actually pushing him further away. So he might be at a place where he's like, I'm tired of this. You know, make up your mind, woman. And when you really make up your mind, then I'll step to you and come to you correct. That's a possibility. But when you say something like, I think we need some space, you know, when you say I need to tap out temporarily from this relationship, in his mind, he might be thinking like, we're supposed to be committed. So we're supposed to be committed. Why you need time to tap out? Let's work through whatever arguments, whatever disagreements we have versus you taking a time out and saying, pause on this relationship at this particular point in time because we got to get through this. And so his thing might be, when you make up your mind, come holler at me. When you're serious about trying to be in this relationship,
she already did.
I'm here and I'm ready. But he's not sure that she's serious. He ain't convinced that she necessarily want to be with him, so he might be falling back until he know for sure. That's one possibility. The other possibility is
probably not that likely though, right? I mean, he been with somebody for 4 years, and she crying and begging, and you know, and then she's like, "Come over to my house on my birthday," and they sitting in silence, and do you miss me? And yes, I do. And have you thought about? I haven't had a chance to think about it yet. I mean, he, you know, like you said, he can smell the thirstiness. You know, he knows that, you know, he pretty much got you where he wants you.
For 4 years. So I would be curious to know about the quality of the relationship over the 4-year time period. And if it's been a situation where you've constantly been chasing after him, been running after him and trying to get him to commit or trying to get him to be present or trying to get him to basically settle down in a relationship.
Yeah, we don't know none of that.
We don't know any of that.
So, look, because we don't know none of that, we really don't know enough about your situation to be able to speak very intelligently about it. But what we do know is this. You're in a situation now where you're being held in limbo. You cannot be held in limbo unless you allow someone to hold you there. So what you can do is you can say, hey, I'm going to develop a standard. We talk about non-negotiable standards. I'm going to develop a boundary, a parameter for myself. So I love you, boo. We've been together for 4 years. We've got history. We've been through some things. You know where I stand. You know I want this. You know I want you. And you know I want us to move forward. However, I can't just kind of be in limbo like this. So I'm going to, you know, really need for you to tell me where you are and where we are in your mind within the next week, within the next couple of weeks. Not because I'm trying to put an ultimatum to you. I'm just telling you that I can't kind of be in this space anymore. If that's not doable for you, then please do what you need to do for yourself.
And then stick to
it. But I am going to need to be able to kind of know in my mind that at this point, we're going to just have to stay parted, and I'm going to move on, and you're going to move on. Now, if he decides to do something different at some other point, fine, but you just can't stay like that.
No, you letting him
so
make
that's
the
what we
decision
do
for
now.
you.
Yeah.
You need to make some decisions for yourself instead of letting him make the decision for you. And so it's absence or lack of participation. It's kind of forcing you into a certain position, but you make the decision in terms of what direction you want to go in, and let him know that this is the cutoff line right here. If you don't make a decision by now or by this particular date, then I'm making a decision for me, which is what you should be doing in the first place.
Right. But be careful, because you don't have to do it in the, if you don't do it by this time, I'm making it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can just be like, hey, you may need to You know, you may need some time, and just be at peace about it. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. Basically, it sounds like you did that because you said that you texted the brother and you said, "Can you come get your things?" And he didn't give you no answer. You said, "I'm done waiting." He didn't give you no answer. Well, by golly, he gave you an answer. Okay, because he didn't say anything, and you said, "I'm done. Come get your stuff." He didn't say nothing. He didn't say, "Hold up, boo. Wait a minute, I want to holler at you. Can I come over tomorrow night? I want us to talk." He could have responded any number of ways, but he gave you no response. And so remember that when you don't feel like you have enough information, and this is a transferable lesson for everyone listening, and you don't understand and you're confused and you don't know what the signs are and what they mean, and you know, what are the mind games or what have you, it's always information. Just because someone does not articulate something, because they don't say something, doesn't mean you don't get information. You have what you need. And what you need to do is to put some boundaries in place, put a parameter in place. Like my husband said, stand up for yourself. Stand up within yourself, you know? Don't allow yourself to be thirsty, you know? And sometimes you got to fake it because you're thirsty. I understand. We all have been there, but you got to resist the impulse to continue to be a beggar. Stand up. Stop playing.
And start pushing.